this is Raima. Welcome to my new video. And before saying anything else, I would like to show you a video. So, without further ado, let's start. Let's begin. So, so students, you guessed it. You're absolutely correct. We are going to discuss reproduction in animals. So, reproduction is a very fascinating process, and it is the only way by which the species they are able to continue their life, and the continuity of life is only possible because of this process. So we are going to discuss reproduction in all the organisms, but we are going to focus more on the reproductive system of human beings. Okay, so the topics that we will be covering are methods of reproduction, sexual and asexual reproduction, and then we will finally end it off with male reproductive system. So let's begin. When we talk about the methods of reproduction, first of all, you should also know the process of reproduction. Okay, so reproduction is the process by which organisms give rise to their own own offsprings. Okay, and among the methods of reproduction, they can be of two types: asexual and sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, we also include the reproduction methods that are taking place in the plants as well. So vegetative propagation is also included here, but the reproduction, sexual reproduction in flowering plants, it is regarded as a separate topic, and sexual reproduction in flowering plants is taught as a separate topic. Uh, in sexual reproduction, all the reproduction, the process of reproduction that actually takes place in the higher animals is explained. Okay, but in this particular chapter, we are only going to discuss about the human reproduction. Okay, in the methods of reproduction among the asexual ones, we will be discussing later in the videos the following methods: binary fission, budding, fragmentation, spore formation, then there is regeneration, and like I said, vegetative propagation is also included here. Okay, binary fission takes place basically in bacteria where one cell divides into two. Budding is a simple outgrowth that comes out of the parent's body. This occurs in unicellular fungi, yeast, and hydra. Fragmentation is the process which is very common in filamentous algae, example Spirogyra. And during fragmentation, one fragments break down into many tiny pieces, and each piece can develop into a new fragment. Spore formation also is very common in fungi. Regeneration in flatworms like planaria. And vegetative propagation, in plants, in all the plants, but we are going to discuss only the propagation with the help of vegetative parts, that is stem, roots, and leaves. Okay, but for the next topic, we are going to discuss the differences between asexual and the sexual reproduction. So, asexual and sexual. The first and the foremost difference is that in asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved, and in sexual reproduction, two parents are involved. There are reproductive cells which are produced during the sexual reproduction method, which is not produced during the asexual method. So, uh, we can write there is no production of gametes. Gametes are reproductive cells, don't forget. Gametes are produced by both the parents. After the production of the offsprings are genetically similar to parents in asexual method, but they are genetically uh, different than the parents in sexual reproduction. So, offsprings are genetically similar to parents. Offsprings have carry variations. Okay. And lastly, you can give examples. So, examples are bacteria, uh, yeast, hydra, etc. And here we can give the examples of higher animals. So, these are some of the differences between asexual and the sexual method. So, guys, now we will begin with the human reproductive system, and we are going to start in this video particularly with the male reproductive system. Okay, so the male reproductive system, uh, it consists of the following important organs. Okay, uh, first I would like to tell you that the male reproductive system, or any reproductive system, either male or female, it consists of the primary sex organ. Okay, in case of male it is the testes, and the secondary or accessory sex organs. Okay, primary sex organs are those which are directly involved in the production of gametes, and secondary or accessory sex organs are the organs which help in the reproduction process. Okay, so the primary sex organs, like I said, in case of men, in case of males, it is testes. Okay, which is given here. Testes are enclosed in a sac like a structure, which is the scrotum. And here the body temperature inside the scrotum, uh, after the birth of the male child, the testes descend down into the scrotum. Here the temperature is basically 2 to 3 degrees Celsius less than the body temperature, which is absolutely perfect for the production of the sperms. Okay, then the next important structure is the epididymis. Okay, which is this region I am talking about. Then epididymis, basically opens into the sperm duct, which is ductus deferens or vas deferens. So this vas deferens is basically, it is coming out from here and then it is moving here. Okay. After ductus deferens, there are three important glands which are included here. One is seminal vesicle, which is this region. Okay. There is prostate gland, which is given here. This is the prostate gland. And lastly, there is bulbourethral gland or Cowper's gland, which is present here. Okay. Then all these three glands then open via the urethra into the penis. Okay. And the front end of the penis is actually, it is covered with a foreskin which is known as prepuce, and this region is known as the glans penis. Okay, so these are the important regions, important parts of the male reproductive system. Only the highlighted parts are the important parts of the male reproductive system. Okay, so now beginning with the primary sex organ, which is testes. Inside the testes, there are seminiferous tubules, and inside the seminiferous tubules, there are basically two types of cells. Okay, basically, there are follicular cells, not two types, three types of cells. These follicular cells, they basically develop, they are present in the different stages of the development, and they are basically undergoing development into the final structure, that is the sperm. There are Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells provide nourishment to the developing sperms. And there are another type of cells which are present outside the space that is present between the seminiferous tubules, and they are known as Leydig cells. Leydig cells secrete the male sex hormone, which is testosterone. Okay, without the production of the testosterone, basically the follicular cells will not develop into mature sperms, and without the testosterone also, the secondary sexual characters like the appearance of beard, broadening of the shoulder, changes in the voice that takes place in men will not occur. Okay, so testosterone has a twofold role. It is helping in the production of the sperms, and it is also helping in the appearance of the secondary sexual characters. Okay, so don't forget, it is secreted by the Leydig cells. So follicular cells, they develop into, they are giving rise to the mature sperm. If you look at the section of the seminiferous tubules are like very they are highly coiled, and they are accommodated into the lobules of the testes. Okay, and if you look at the section, you cut it transversely and look at the section of the seminiferous tubules, you can see all these three types of cells. Then the sperms which develop in the seminiferous tubules from testes, they enter into the epididymis, and inside the epididymis they are stored temporarily where they mature. Okay, so it helps in the maturation of sperm basically. So after epididymis, the sperms they enter vas deferens, and from vas deferens it enters into the ureter, and from ureter it comes out through the penis. Okay, ureter is the common region from where the urine and sperms they both come out, and this is only in case of males. It is a common passage for both urine and the sperms. Okay, and then from urethra they can come out. Okay, now there are three things which I still have to mention here. When the sperms are descending down through the vas deferens into the ureter, they are meeting three glands here. Okay, seminal vesicle and prostate glands are producing two important secretions, which I'm going to explain here. So, prostate gland, it is producing an alkaline secretion which helps in neutralizing the acidic vagina of females. Okay, uh, then seminal vesicles, they produce a nourishing liquid, and this nourishing liquid actually helps in the proper movement of sperms out of the male reproductive system and then into the female reproductive system, and it helps in also proper swimming of the sperms. So this contain fructose and other important substances. There is third gland, which is bulbourethral gland, also known as Cowper's gland. This produces a lubricating fluid which helps in copulation, helps during copulation. Okay, and sperm together with all these three secretions makes up semen. So the fluid uh, having the secretions of prostate gland, seminal vesicles, and bulbourethral gland plus the sperms is known as semen. Okay, then this semen, it comes out of the male reproductive system and it is ready to fertilize the ovum. Okay, and with this I'm going to show you the front view of the male reproductive system as well, in case questions are asked for, labeling the parts. So, ureter, there is bladder, but they are not included in the male reproductive system. So, we are going to begin with the testes, which are present in the scrotum. Okay, then epididymis, vas deferens, which is the sperm duct. Okay, and from vas deferens into it is meeting the three glands, seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and the bulbourethral gland also is here only under the prostate gland, which is not shown in this diagram. Okay, then urethra, and then lastly the penis. Okay, so with this, let's begin with the question. I have added some questions related to asexual reproduction to just increase your curiosity. So the first question is, which of the following shows budding? Budding, like I said, it is the type of reproduction where an outgrowth comes out of the parent body. Okay, and out of all the options, the correct answer is yeast. Yeast is a unicellular fungi, and more about budding I'm going to explain in the later videos. Okay, next is testes produce the hormone estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, both estrogen and testosterone. So testes are only involved in the production of testosterone, which is the male sex hormones. Okay, Next is you have to label the following parts in the diagram below. So first is prostate gland, seminal vesicle, epididymis, and urethra. So this these tiny little tree-like structures are seminal vesicles. Then under that this is the prostate gland. Okay. Epididymis, this region is epididymis and this region is urethra. Okay. So I hope you have understood the labeling. Okay. So which process does the below diagram represents? If you are thinking about binary fission, then you're probably right. And this is the diagram of binary fission in amoeba. Okay. So this is again just for your curiosity. State the functions of accessory glands of male reproductive system. So seminal vesicle first of all. Seminal vesicle produces a nourishing fluid. Then prostate gland produces an alkaline fluid which neutralizes the acidity of the female reproductive system. And lastly, bulbourethral gland. Bulbourethral gland, on the other hand, produces a lubricating fluid which lubricates uh, the penis during copulation. Okay, so let's move on. Name the part of the male reproductive system where sperms are produced. So, testes is the region where sperms are produced, but if you want to go more into detail, there are seminiferous tubules where basically the follicular cells are there which develop into sperms, which mature into sperms. Okay. Okay, so the next question says why only male gametes have a tail. So sperms, which are the male gametes, okay, they have a tail. Okay, they have a head, a neck, and a tail. So sperms are required to have a tail because they are smaller in size and they are only traveling up to the egg for fertilization. Okay, so for swimming and for locomotion, they need to have a tail so that they can go up to the egg and fertilize it. Okay, so this is the importance of a tail. So with this, I'm going to end the video. I hope you liked everything and understood everything in the video, guys. If you have any questions, you can post it on the forum. I would be very happy to answer them. And stay tuned for the next video of the same topic. Thank you.